Hello everybody. It's Melanie Gibbs here from Cellular Alchemy. I am just taking a break from my volunteering shift here at the APRDA, which is the Arundel Park Riding for the Disabled. And I wanted to share with you or comment or talk about a post I saw this morning. The post was talking about alcohol and whether or not somebody thought it was good, bad, or otherwise. And what I wanted to share with it was the interesting thing about alcohol is even though it inebriates people, what it does is it also inebriates the ability to use the mind to make decisions. What that means is your true emotions, your state of emotion of how you're currently feeling is actually coming through. And that's why we'll see when somebody goes out with their friends, they all of a sudden they're very loving. Yes, but the rest of the time they have to hide it. They've been told, be a man, don't do this, don't do that. So they hide a lot of their emotions. Yet when they start drinking, all of a sudden they're really lovey, touchy-feely, that kind of thing. So it shows that person is a very genuinely loving, caring kind of a person. The other side of it is the negative side, which is the violent and the abusive or the aggressive or the yelling side of it. Now, what that means, a lot of people think that means that person is a negative person or that they're a bad person. It actually has nothing to do with that. What it actually has to do with is that it tells me and it tells us that person has experienced a lot of trauma, and probably at a young age, that their ability to deal with that trauma is that. Because they're so upset, they're angry for the violation that occurred to them, and because they don't have the tools or the skills to deal with it and process the emotion themselves, then it comes out as that because they've been suppressing it and storing it for years and years and years and years. Yeah, that's why sometimes we'll see somebody all of a sudden snap because they've been controlling their emotions, and then all of a sudden they're unable to control them anymore. And sometimes it can be a big thing that sets them over the edge. Sometimes it's not a big thing. So I guess what's unique and interesting and in a way beneficial with alcohol is when somebody is under the influence, it just shows us where they're at. It gives their true emotional state. So if there's somebody that's very loving and giving and happy and outgoing, that comes out. If they've experienced a lot of trauma and they're really struggling and they're dealing with pain and hurt and abuse and all of that from their own past, then often it comes out as that anger. So I just wanted to chuck that out to you guys to let you know that what that does is it allows us to have compassion and empathy without necessarily approving of the behavior, because at no point is the behavior acceptable. All it does is it allows us to have awareness that person has gone through a lot of trauma and a lot of issues and a lot of challenges, and they feel violated or wronged themselves and they haven't been able to process it. So anybody in one of those situations, the best thing that we can do is help them understand how to process their emotions or give them compassion rather than berating them or arguing with them or making things worse. So I just wanted to share that with you all. Much love, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.